Should Christians want to become artists? I think it can be complicated because on one hand, we cannot deny all throughout early church history, all the way to the depths of the Bible, we can see great works of art by the hands of people that follow God. But then on the other hand, in our postmodern culture and society, we can see the bad consequences of art in the wrong hands, that it's totally void of God. It's the separation of God and the exaltation of our own lusts and desires. And I think that we can find the answer in the true definition of what art really is, not in the definition that most people would hold today. Most people, if you would ask them, they think art is the true expression of the artist that can be interpreted any way it's subjective. I don't believe art is truly like that. The basic understanding of art that most scholars hold is that art itself is when things are put together in perfect order. If you think about it like this, a symphony is set up in different sections with different types of instruments, people with different skill sets, different backgrounds, led by a conductor, moving them together all in perfect unison and order in order to produce something that sounds beautiful, that is true art. But even at this point, there is another layer that we can only find in the Bible. That it not only brings together gifts and talents and abilities, it doesn't just bring together the community to participate in that thing and to be inspired to act upon something, but it brings together humanity as a whole to come closer and to be perfectly fit and united with God. I think a great example of this in the Bible that explains this is Exodus 31. This is when Moses is receiving the law from God, and God has given him instructions on how to build a tabernacle. And on a basic level, the tabernacle is the meeting place of humanity and God once again. And God actually picks two skilled craftsmen, two artists, you could say, to build the works and the craftsmanship of the tabernacle to serve a purpose. And these two men are literally, the account is, they are filled with the Spirit of God in order to enact these works. And so we can see that taking place, that God is using two artists, you could say, to not only bring their talents together in service to this building, and not only to bring the children of Israel together to participate in the thing that they are making, but they are also bringing humanity as a whole into the presence of God. Our art is a conduit of the gospel itself, that it should bring people together to get closer to the Lord and not separate God out of it. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 and 24 clearly states that whatever we do, that we do it with all of our heart and we do it unto the Lord. And so take art out of it. As a Christian, everything that we do, our day job, the things that we do with our family, our friends, the things that proceed out of our mouth, even our thoughts, they are all held under the standard of being able to be a tool and a conduit constantly of the gospel our whole life. And so, wouldn't our talents and abilities be under the same thing? I am a documentary filmmaker, and my goal and my pursuit is to create as many Christian documentaries as I possibly can, highlighting the Christian journey. And so, as I've become more in depth with this, the question has arisen: Is this ethical? Should I be doing this? Because you can see it on TV and our culture and just scrolling through our phones, not all art glorifies God. And so it can be a contradiction sometimes. At least it felt like inside of me. But studying this has given me a good ground and a good foundation that I don't want to stray off and create art that is not glorifying God, that is not set up in a perfect order. And if you're a Christian artist, you might have had the same difficulties and thoughts run through your head. And I want to encourage you, this is a noble path to take. As long as you are keeping God in the center of your abilities and the art that you're creating, He's going to bless it, and He's going to actually use it as a tool and a means to spread the gospel.